Okay, get ready for what is no joke, one of the wildest stories in all of crypto. It's about a guy on a high-tech treasure hunt that's been going on for over a decade, all to get back a fortune he literally threw in the trash. We're talking about one tiny mistake, a massive mountain of garbage, and, well, an insane amount of money. So let me ask you something. We've all made mistakes, right? Lost our keys, forgotten a password. But what's the most a single, simple error could really cost someone? $100? A few thousand? How about nearly $800 million? Yeah, that is the mind-blowing current value of what one computer engineer, James Howells, accidentally threw away. And this is the story of his absolutely epic all-or-nothing quest to get it back. So how on earth does someone just throw away a fortune that could buy a small country? Well, it all started more than 10 years ago with something as simple as spring cleaning. Picture this. It's 2009. Howells is a total pioneer, one of the very first people mining Bitcoin back when it was, well, practically worthless. He mines 8,000 coins. But get this, he stops after just 10 weeks because the noisy fan on his laptop was driving his partner crazy. Okay, now let's fast forward to August 2013. He's doing a bit of cleaning, tidying up the office, and makes a fateful decision. A few weeks go by, and then it hits him like a ton of bricks. That hard drive he threw out, it's now buried somewhere in a landfill, and the Bitcoin on it is suddenly worth almost $1 million. And it all came down to this simple but devastating mix-up. See, he had two hard drives that looked pretty much identical. One was totally blank, useless. The other one, it held the only copy of a 51-digit key, the password to his 8,000 Bitcoin. He just grabbed what he thought was the blank one and tossed it. A tiny mistake with an absolutely unimaginable consequence. And this right here just shows you the human toll. This isn't just about numbers. It's a mistake that has haunted his life for over a decade. His ex-partner, who actually took the trash to the dump that night, pretty much summed up the frustration years later. It's a weight that he and everyone around him has had to carry ever since. You know, realizing his mistake was really just the beginning. The next chapter of his life, the next decade, would be spent in this relentless, frustrating battle, not against technology, but against bureaucracy. For nearly 10 years, Howells pleaded with the Newport City Council. Please, just let me dig. And for 10 years, they just said no, flat out. He even sued them for $650 million in losses, but a judge just threw the case out, basically calling the whole idea a fantasy. It's like a classic David versus Goliath story, right? Except in this version, Goliath wasn't even listening. But Howells is nothing if not persistent. So his response to the council just stonewalling him? A new and, frankly, incredibly audacious plan. If they won't let him dig in their landfill, well, he'll just try to buy the entire thing. His new motto is basically, no permission required. Now, I know this might sound completely delusional, but Howells isn't just planning to show up with a shovel. He has spent years putting together a legit, world-class team of experts to turn this moonshot into a calculated, high-tech mission. And they've broken this impossible task down into a really clear plan. They're not going to dig up the whole dump. First, they'll use precision excavators to carefully dig up one specific section, or cell, of the landfill. Then AI-powered robotic arms will sift through all that waste, looking for anything that matches the hard drive's shape and size. And finally, if, and it's a big if, they find it, forensic experts will attempt the near impossible, recovering a tiny string of data from a drive that's been buried in trash for over a decade. And we're not talking about just any experts. He's got Michael Flynn, whose company specializes in safely excavating landfills. He's got Max A, who builds the robotic sorters. And maybe most importantly, he has Mike Cobb from Drive Savers, a company that's famous for getting data off devices that have been shot, burned, or even run over by a snowblower. If anyone can do it, it's these guys. This quote from Mike Cobb really puts that final step into perspective. They're not trying to recover gigabytes of photos or documents. They are hunting for just 51 characters of a password. The target is microscopic, a physical space on the drive smaller than the head of a pin. It's an insane challenge, but you know, that intense focus is also what gives them that tiny sliver of hope. But hope can only get you so far. Let's get real for a second and look at the cold, hard reality of what this team is up against. The odds, to put it mildly, are not exactly in their favor. First off, there's the sheer scale. The section of landfill they need to search has an estimated 100,000 tons of compacted garbage. Even with these amazing AI robots sorting 5 tons an hour, the team figures it would take them over 2 years of nonstop work to get through it all. Never give up. This is literally the banner on Howells' X account, and it's the mentality that has driven him for over a decade. It's this unwavering belief that this is possible. But that belief, it's about to run headfirst into some really brutal math. So one analyst did a quick calculation, and this was their conclusion: a 1 in 902 million chance of finding the drive. Now, to be fair, the expert team argues this number is kind of nonsense because they can target a specific area, but it definitely gives you a sense of the incredible odds they're facing. And look, finding it is only half the battle. This mission could fail at any stage. The drive's internal platters could just be shattered. The data could be completely wiped clean by corrosion from, well, garbage juice or a leaky car battery. The dig itself could damage the landfill's environmental systems. And even if they find it in perfect condition, the 51 characters they need might just be on an unreadable part of the disk. So many ways this could go wrong. So faced with all these obstacles, and with the city still saying no, Howells has made his most audacious move yet. He's turning his personal quest into a public investment, a global treasure hunt for everyone. This is how he's planning to fund the whole operation, including buying the landfill itself. He's basically tokenizing the potential treasure. He's putting 21% of his lost Bitcoin, which is worth about $170 million, up for sale to the public. If he finds it, they get a piece of the pie. He'll keep the rest. And the pitch is actually pretty simple. You can buy a token for as little as $500. If he finds the hard drive and gets the Bitcoin back, you'll get roughly $2 back for every $1 you invested. It's a massive, high-risk, high-reward bet on one of the wildest treasure hunts in modern history. And really, that brings us to the final question. Is this whole thing the ultimate fool's errand? Just a guy chasing a ghost in a mountain of trash? Or, with a world-class team and cutting-edge AI, is this a 1 in a billion shot that might just be the investment of a lifetime? The only thing we know for sure is that James Howells is never going to give up trying to find out.